candlestick that breaks out of here, and then you can enter the trade right there and then hope for it to just keep going up. Or you can then do the correct thing, which is going to be the break and retest, which let me delete this right here. Which I can almost guarantee you, you guys probably hear me say break and retest more than breakout because I don't like trading breakouts. To me, the breakout is not a confirmation because this could be a, excuse me, this could be a fake out. This could have literally had a fake breakout of the zone and then just come back in and just keep consolidating. So I don't like entering breakouts. I only like entering break and retest, which is when this market would then actually come back, retest the zone, and then we buy. You could enter on the breakout if you want, but you have to remember this is very well, like this has a 70% chance of having a retest because clearly whenever we break through this area, we have to come back and retest it because look how many times we have rejected it. It's clear this area is clearly a magnet to price, and price is very hard to get away from it. So I think it should logically make the most sense to wait for the retest. And on the retest, you enter on the confirmation, on the shift of structure, and on the engulfing. It's the same shit. So I don't ever enter the breakout. The breakout sets me up for the retest. This is my move right here. On this retest is where then I look for them to buy. Because I need confirmation that it's a real breakout, that it's actually retesting here and then it's rejecting it. Perfect example would be this right here. This is a level of support. You could have entered the breakout, but then like always, like 70% of the time, it will come back and then retest it. My trade is on the retest. I don't ever enter the trade on the breakout. I don't know. There's like so many examples on this right here. It's just kind of interesting to like spot one. And at the end of the day, the breakout is basically a trend continuation pattern. Basically, it's like all this shit is just structure. I told you guys at the beginning before we got started, like, bro, this shit is literally just gonna be the same shit, just looking at it in different ways because it's all market structure. Like you have this like we could even use this resistance down here. A level of consolidation, a lot of resistance, a lot of bodies, right? Resistance, breakout, retest, boom. So yeah, you could have entered on this little candlestick once we broke out. You have a limited take profit, but the real trade is on the retest, and then you continue to follow the trend. So the breakout is to confirm and set you up for the retest, pretty much. You don't do anything in between. You simply have to wait for it to do either or. Now you're gonna have times where it happens like this. You have this consolidation zone, right? And when you're in this consolidation, price breaks out. And then we never come back and retest, and then it's gone. Oh well. It is what it is. There's nothing that you can do about it. I can't stress how many times I've missed these trades. You have another one. Yeah, here you have consolidation, right? Whatever. Breakout. Then the trade leaves. Did a retest later, but then it's gone. But if you notice, it's like a more important pattern here, which again, it's a very, like this is probably one of the ugliest ones ever. But left head and then like a big right shoulder kind of going on, you know? At the end of the day, it is all the same thing, which is a shift of structure, and you're just looking at it in a different format. For me, the one that will always go down and make the most amount of sense is going to be the retest of the breakout, never the actual breakout. If this makes sense, say yes. If not, say no. Amazing. Amazing. Perfecto. That is 97% that understand correctly. That's pretty much it when it comes to patterns, honestly, because truthfully, there's nothing else other than just waiting for the shift of structure. You're just looking at it in a very different way. That's really all I can say about the breakout. For example, right here. And again, there's endless amount of patterns. Resistance, breakout, never came back and retested. Oh well, trade never happened. Here we have a massive head and shoulders. Head and shoulders, shift of structure, never came back and retest. Oh well, kind of did here a little bit, but not clean. Here we have a inverted head and shoulders. Kind of confusing this one, no? Breakout, never retested it. Oh well. That's why you don't just enter a trade just on the head and shoulders pattern. That's why it's an added confluence. This trade right here was beautiful. I remember this trade. Damn, this shit was 2 years ago. Jesus. I was such a bitch. Only got a 1 to 2. Look at me. What a fucking. Wow. What a massive move. Wow. Look at that. Left head, right shoulder. Perfect break through the neckline. Perfect retest of the neckline of the head and shoulders. On the retest of the neckline of the head and shoulders, you are then retesting the previous structure point. And then on that previous structure point, you have a solid area of interest. And then you are also retesting the weekly EMA. And then when you go, I mean, the daily EMA, and then you also have a daily doji in the direction of the trend. What do you have? Then a wick fill. And then you fill that wick. What do you have? Another wick fill. Jesus, what a fucking beautiful trade. Jesus. These are the ones that you wait for. And then once you get them, these are the, like, if you wait for this to set itself up, bro, you gotta wait for it to play out. I was such a vagina, dude. I mean, whatever, 2 years ago, right? Cool. If all this makes sense, say yes. If not, say no. Sometimes I don't like going back and looking at the trades. Bro, if I were to be able to categorize somehow and show you guys how much money I have missed in the market. Oh, dude, bro, I have missed so many fucking trades that it's kind of uncomfortable to fathom. Like I'm predicting these moves every week. And I say, like at the point of execution, I go, eh, I don't like it. And it just goes straight into the trade. And you know, okay, I'll go to the next one. I go to the next one, have everything. I'm good. I'll wait for another one. Perfect, straight to take profit. And I say, fuck. All right, fuck it. I'm gonna enter the next one. The next one comes out, boom, straight into stop loss. You know, I cannot stress how many times that should have happened to me. Cool. So now that we talked about patterns and everybody understands, basically all we have from this point forward is literally just practice answering questions and rinse and repeating. Now, before I continue and just practically repeat myself, I want you guys to go watch yesterday's recording. I want you guys to watch the day before's recording, and I want you guys to watch Sunday's swings. Those last three calls, I'm gonna literally tell the team, name them as the golden video because truthfully, it's gonna be very, very, very useful in the future. I'm gonna add that to the Set and Forget community, like just those 3 videos in specific. Not now, probably in like a month or something. But bro, it's literally if I were to describe it, it would be everything perfect case scenario. Maybe, if you guys are new, you guys are just getting started, you won't realize because, you're just getting started. But to have all that in sync at the same time, practically impossible. So, you guys have any questions, any concerns? Do you hold trades over the weekend sometimes? Mr. Alex, you have delivered well so far. Shit. Mr. Alex, you have delivered well so far on our bootcamp classes as a teacher. And this has been fun since it's begun. That's also very important that we have to implant this strategy into your brain. Thank you, Cheryl. How long did it take you to break through? 2.5 years. If it's Friday and you're at Take Profit 1, do you hold your close? I'll probably close. Like that's kind of what I hate about leaving an open-ended question like that. Like sometimes yes, sometimes no. Because then you guys go and find a way for me to answer it. And it's like I just kind of wish sometimes I said just no, I don't hold trades on the weekend. But sometimes I do. That's the only thing I hate about leaving an open-ended question like that. Like when I say sometimes, and you guys will then go and find different ways on how to get the yes or no, which is creative. I think it's cool. Is there a reason why you're using school as the community? I find Discord better for interaction. Yeah, that's the problem, brother. That is literally the problem. Discord is too interactive. It turns into like a fucking big group chat. And when are big group chats ever a good thing? Even the family ones. Never. Are you guys gonna get a list of steps? Yeah, that's probably what we're gonna do tomorrow. Tomorrow we're gonna build out a list of steps. Thank you for spamming the question 100 times. Hey Alex, I have a question. If we have 3 areas of interest on the weekly, and if the candlestick body is on one of the areas of interest, let's say area of interest 1, but also is in the same candle wicks as area of interest 2 as a rejection, my question for the confidence grade, do we give a grade for both the candlestick being at the area of interest 10%? And also, no, no, no. So it's 10% for being there or 10% for rejecting. No difference. Alex, you only count the engulfing candle after the shift of structure. Zam, go watch the recording. How many students are in here from the Set and Forget community? A lot, dude. A lot of them come over. They just like what I do in there. And honestly, I haven't been so active in there as I should, and I look kind of hate it. But the Sunday swings is like what I try and make up as much as I can possible for. When do we have access? When we finish the bootcamp. All right, cool. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for being parts of another day inside of the boot camp. You guys are seeing how kind of it like did something like this, right? So in terms of challenging, like we start off the boot camp basically like this, and then we just fucking went like this all over the place, and now we are like this again, right? Because I'm just gonna draw it out because I feel like it's more visual. So we started off the boot camp like this in terms of just craziness. We started going into some shit, and then we went into some other, and then we just started going like this, right? And now we've kind of just very quickly came back, and now we're just sloping all the way through. So you have to go through the journey. Like we're at the same point where we started, we're not anywhere different. We're on TradingView and we started there. We are using the same platforms, we're using the same markets. So we're at the same point that we started. The only thing that changed in this is that we went through a journey to go how to properly understand everything, to then be able to go back to where we started and correctly execute on everything that we've learned so we continue this journey correctly. Yo, my fucking analogies are crazy. But like there's only so much more that I can teach you guys without it being confusing and me just saying time. Now, there's just more things in your journey that you're gonna go through that you're just gonna have to just like go around or go through it, and you're gonna have to learn from it. But they're just like way ahead of your time. They're way ahead of your consistency and how much work are you gonna actually put into it. And sometimes they might not be aggressive, but sometimes you might have some shit like this in your journey. I can't do it. And sometimes you might have some things like this. It's just literally your journey. The hard part, which is this right here, is the most important, because if you notice, the high of this importance right here is never going to be as effective as something like this. I don't know if that made any fucking sense, but Alan, Alan, please stop spamming. If the trade meets its projected target, why not wait for this to structure and just put its trading stop loss? Alan, you do whatever the fuck you want, buddy. If you want to do that, you can do that. Why don't I do it? Because the trade is done, brother. You can either close out there or you can do whatever the fuck you want to do. Are we going to be doing face-to-face Zooms and Sunday swings? Maybe. Quote of the day. Quote of the day. I don't know. Um, mm, 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 mm. Quote of the day. Oh, and Thanksgiving. That's right. I forgot Thanksgiving is tomorrow. Dude, I didn't even know. Quote of the day is, I don't know, what was that guy's name trying to scam, that Indian scammer? Why you gotta flex on us with the hat? This is a $30 hat, man. It's 30 bucks, bro. Like it's, come on. Kavaya. The quote of the day is Kavaya, you cocksucker. That is the quote of the day. Quote of the day. Now, tomorrow's call, we have Thanksgiving. I don't know if we're gonna, I don't know, I don't know who celebrates Thanksgiving in here. I think it's a big US thing. I'm not sure if it's an international thing. If you guys celebrate Thanksgiving, say yes or say no. I'm just curious, right? It's what I figured. It's literally what I figured. Nah, man, the fuck is that? Dude, I'm Australian. Yeah, it's kind of what I figured. Again, I don't know. I don't know cultures around the world. It's an American thing. I don't give a shit. Okay. Don't need to be offensive, right? I don't even know what the fuck Thanksgiving came from. All I know is that there's a big turkey and we all get together. So it's a 50-50. Some of you guys celebrate it, some of you guys don't. We could have another 7 a.m. class tomorrow. Another 7 a.m. class tomorrow instead of having to push back the class. Right? You guys are down for 7 a.m. tomorrow? Say yes if you're down, or say no. Cool. So 7 a.m. tomorrow it is. All right, boys. Make sure to set and forget. Kawaya, you cocksucker. And I will see you guys tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. See you guys then. And set and forget. Those of you guys that celebrate Thanksgiving, happy Thanksgiving. Those of you guys that don't,